My beloved Nuwaubians of Wu-Nuwup, the Master, Yaa-Nun greets you all with divine love and peace at this moment in our time and our past, or as we called it Zadad Tapapod, or Zed-Tep, which is short for before annals. We have kept records of all that was to become on this project, Sector 24 of those humanoids with 24,000 genomes. We lodged by way of physical ethers and mental ethers for each humanoid creature that are each unique in their own way. When we speak of my ether, we are speaking of the species of each race, each with their own unique characteristics, both physically and mentally their own unique traits. 9 ethers on the physical means 9 species or 9 different characteristics of the African, Negroid race, 8 ethers for the Aborigines who has 8 different characteristics of their own race, 7 ethers for the Indians, 7 different characteristics of their race. You can see this with each race clearly. Each race has its own number of etheric characteristics. Now Nuwaubians, when it comes to the 6 and 5 ethers for the made race of Caucasoids, their females have 6 different characteristics while their males have only 5 different characteristics of their own race, because they were grafted and made by their extraterrestrials they call God. They are the unalike from all others. That means they will find or uncover 6 different species of the females of the white race and 5 different species of the male of the white race, yet, they will find 6 and all unrelated genetically, except by mixing as they did over time when they came upon others in Europe, for both their males and their females, mixed with others. Many have already been uncovered of their race, as that is all the white race really seeks to uncover their own history or history, primates, shaggies. Some discoveries are, 1. Cro-Magnon, 2. Neanderthal, 3. Homo erectus, 4. Heidelbergensis, 5. Denisovan, 6. Adamite race, Homo sapien. Adamites race, Homo sapien, the white race before the Adamites were grafted and made. As to the Asians, each of their 3 races are also unique: Shinanu, Chinese; Japanu, Japanese; Koranu, Koreans. The Asians race has their own 3 physical ethers or 3 different characteristics. Of all the races they have protected their genes, that is because they look the most alike and have a fully developed culture and love of their people, thus they are the least mixed with other people. As for the hybrids or mixed races, they are the 4 ether physical beings, and they will have 4 different characteristics in subraces, and because of them being the results of much race mixing and mingling by the Caucasoids with all others, you will find many diverse characteristics among the sub-races or hybrids of persons on Earth. No matter how light-skinned, they are not white. The physical ethers has nothing to do with being good or evil, benevolence or malevolent. It only deals with the amount of different characteristics or hominids on the planet Earth with their 24,000 genomes. This planet is 24 million light years from the black hole at the center of the universe, which is 24 billion miles in diameter. So you see the link to the number 24, as 24,000 years is an equinox. 24 hours in the time cycles and 24 weeks in the womb of the mother until the spark of conscious. 24,000 miles is the Earth's circumference. Number 24 is Earth's number, as is 6,000 years cycles. Each year onward more and more bones will be uncovered and show and prove Europeans are from not one single gene pool, yet 6 different genes pools. Their being and will be uncovered in Africa, Asia, India and Australia, which are not the same gene pool. However, many will show signs of mixing of genes by the human savage race, that was used by extraterrestrials for genetic experiments and crossbreeding with animals, such as the mixing of Caucasoids with simians apes, 48 chromosomes, canines dogs, 78 chromosomes, porcines hogs, 38 chromosomes. Note all have even numbers, such as humanoids who have 46 chromosomes. So in order to critique a certain part of their unnatural nature to be trained and used for special purposes, the beast man was grafted and made, an uncivilizable, flesh-eater, carnivore, who became cannibals as his makers who were carnivores and cannibals themselves. They are wicked, evil, aggressive, hostile and violent toward all other races. Mukhtaluru, killers; Musaburu, rapists; Musrik, thieves; Muksaburu, liars; Mumradzu, ones who are diseased; Mudwau, devils. All this is bound of them in their own records of history and their own religious books, the Bible and others, as well as the Quran to the Book of Mormons exposed to you in Wu-Nuwup from 1970 AD, up to right now. They're wicked, evil, destructive, chaotic, unnatural nature. They are heathens, savages, and can't be trusted with your lives. They were made to fight and kill all other races. Their whole world and way of life is only based on the propagation and spreading of their evil, devilish lifestyle, be it by political or media or educational means. 1. Lust and perversion, sex of all kinds. 2. Intoxicants, drugs, drunks, smoke of all kinds. 3. Gambling and challenging of all kinds. 4. Fighting and wars of all kinds. 5. Corruption, crimes of all kinds. 6. Lies, fabrication, religions, fairy tales and fictions of all kinds. As is clear in their own Bible, Genesis 6:4-5, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. Every imagination of the thoughts of their Adamites, white race, heart was and is only evil continually. It's their unnatural nature. Also, it's clear in their Bible Genesis 3:15, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed, it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. That means their maker is who put enmity, racism in them for all others. They are haters. That is why they hate other races, seeking to fight, wage war and kill others, taking their land and wealth and genes. Two ether beings are specters, jinns, shapeshifters who can come in two forms of spirit they call a Holy Ghost or spirits, an unholy ghost or spirits, who can take on human form called angels in their religions haunting both persons and places. One ether beings are demons who can't take on a physical form, yet, can affect the physical lives of the living by possession or walk-ins. They can transform a normal person into an insane demonic killer, or worse, familiar spirits who must be welcomed into the host by rituals practiced in many temples, churches and mosques while they pray to spirits. They don't know and call their God, Lord, Saint or the dead. They can take the form of living beings and animals, even statues and pictures, idols, or deceive the devoted in the living world over. The two ether beings or specters, jinns, can also take on the form or family members or saints, prophets, Christ or any other religious figure you seek, to deceive the unknowing as angels or the Blessed Mother Mary, even Jesus' image that they think he looks like and dress like. Many come into this world by satanic rituals, Wiccans, voodoo or witchcraft. The use of spirit boards, Ouija boards, Dybbuk boxes or Halloween fright cinemas. They enter this world many ways and most have no clue that their fear invites them in them, and then departs from them into this realm as apparitions, shadow persons or ghouls at graveyards. They're welcomed in many ways, such as you read in their Bible 1 Samuel 28:3-15, or as it says in John 11:14, 38-44, and also where Moses, who was dead, Deuteronomy 34:7, and Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eye was not dim, nor his natural force abated. Yet, he rose from the dead to be with Jesus and Elijah in Matthew 17:2, and was transfigured before them, and his face did shine as the sun, and his raiment was white as the light. So the dead can come back, yet when the gateway is open, evil and good can cross over into this world. Genesis 28:12, and he dreamed, and behold a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven, and behold the angels of God ascending and descending on it. Or Luke 10:18, and he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. 2 Corinthians 11:14, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Most religions are practiced in or from languages people don't really speak or understand, and thus unknowingly invite spirits, specters into their lives daily. So the ether from 9 to 1 ether is not good and evil or more powerful than one another. Devils come in all races. The ether is 0 and the material is 1, and if hydrogen equaled or doubled becomes He2, helium the sun, on to C6 carbon, the base of life and matter, from hydrogen or atomic element number 1, on up the atomic chart of material things of this physical world, atoms and cells and ethers and spirits. 9 ether, black seed, both genders. 8 ether, brown seed, both genders. 7 ether, brown seed, both genders. 6 ether, red and white seed, female gender. 5 ether, white and red seed, male gender only. 4 ether, mixed seeds, both genders. 3 ether, yellow seed, both genders. 2 ether, amber seed, asexual. 1 ether, colorless, asexual. When you look at each race and their physical ether or multi-characteristics, you will note out of all others, there are many different characteristics, yet, when you look at the 3 ether races of Asians, they have the least diverse characteristics. Many look much alike. That is because they have the strongest unmixed and mingled genes, being they were less raped or mixed and mingled by the Caucasoid race. And you find that the 9 ether race of Africans the world over have the most diverse characteristics because we have been raped, mixed and mingled the most by other races or even sub-races more than all others. And all of the 4 ether hybrids, there are many sub-races of them the world over, are neutrinoids. They are the most confused as to who they really are, what they have become to accept about themselves, as taught to them by the white race, who invaded and took over their genes, yet, will never really accept them as one of their own white race. Because of the European invading others' lands and bodies, mixing their diseased seeds, you have many 4 ether physical people such as 1. American Indians. 2. Hispanics of North, South and who came here mixed with Africans who came here and later Europeans who came to Americas. 3. Northeast to West Africans in Egypt, Libya, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, and Western Sahara. Many of them think they're of the white race of 6 ether and are not accepted by the true pure-blooded Caucasoids. And many of them think they're their own race called Spanish, Latino, and they're not at all a new separate race. They're sub-races of the black race and brown and yellow race. It is all being exposed in time with DNA, genomes, chromosomes, genes that don't lie. In time it will all revert back to the original seeds. Even among many American Negroes, and after the slave trade and rapes, as well as Afro-Americans mixing, and the Arabs of Arabia who invaded East Africa set up trading posts to enslave Africans and took females and mixed their Arab subrace with the Africans. The result of mulattoes and morenos, Moorish Negroes, mixed with Berbers of the Moroccan deserts who transported African slaves from Tanzania, and also mixed with those in Africa's east coast such as Somalia, Kenya, Sudan, Eritrea, and Nubia. All this mixing by Arabs resulted in mixed seeds also found in Europe and many islands of the Caribbean, so the 6 and 5 ether as well as their subraces such as the Arabs have mixed with many other races the world over. The Europeans set out to make a new breed from 1600 AD to 2000 AD, or 400 years, 4 generations. The results are in a new Euro-Negroid who thinks, talks and acts like their slave masters. Again, many light-skinned Negroids think they're accepted into the white race and societies in the western part of the world today, or that they're a new race when they're not, they're black and brown. So in actual fact, Nuwaupians of Wu-Nuup, we are called human beings because our race comes in many hues, shades, and even albino melaninites. I, the Master, Yaa-Nun, have come in human flesh to teach you what was never taught by any before me, that you will finally know not what you are called. Yet, who you are really, the 9 ether beings both physically and mentally on this planet today. Many species have faded away in the past, and right now the last race or whites are becoming extinct or extinguished. The Adamites, Cainites and their sub-tribes, found in their Bible and Quran, who only have been given 6,000 years and is now, after 2000 AD, on their last seed, the ruddy-skinned or freckled-faced, green-eyed, red to orange fur called gingers. As most of their true pale-skinned face with flush, blue eyes and yellow thin fur called blondes are fading, as did the true Nordics with their transparent, pale, skin and silver, white eyes, transparent fur hair called Norse, are all but few gone already. The white race was the last race made on the planet Earth 4000 BCE, or 6,000 years ago, and they will be the first to become extinct, as you see happening now from the year 2000 AD, the end of their 6,000 year dominion. Genesis 1:26-27, and God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." So God created man in his own image, in the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. The evil race's extinction is upon them, and they know it's the end of 5 ether beings and their 6 species. Their Bible and Quran list their seed from their God. Luke 3:38, which was the son of Enos, which was the son of Seth, which was the son of Adam, which was the son of God. Back and down to Adam from Jesus. Quran 3:33, Matthew 1:1-18, name by name only thousands of years, not millions, as bones found in Africa's, the oldest race, the original blacks. Sawab ka one sawab, truth is truth.